Yo guys, how's it going? We're back for another episode, our second episode on FIFA 19 career mode with Bolton Wanderers. Starting this game off with our first game of the season against West Bromwich Albion, who have just come down from the Premier League. Hopefully we can get off to a winning start, or at least a good start. Obviously our team not where we want it to be, particularly in the minute, and we are playing probably one of the best teams in the league at the moment, so we do want to try, and this is obviously going to be a challenge for us, being as it's our first game managing this side, trying to get them goals and everything like that, trying to figure out the side while having to defend obviously quite a bit from such a good side for the level of football we are at. So we've got to try, and it is going to be a good challenge for us to get our first match out of the way. We do start here and seeing the first clip here going with West Brom on the ball, going forward in the middle of the park right now with Bartlett giving it to Brunt, who then lays a brilliant ball through into Matty Phillips, who whips the ball in. It's Dwight Gale on the end of it, and they do take a 1-0 lead in 6 minutes with probably their second shot. I think that was at that point. At this point, even 6 minutes in, they were absolutely dominating us. We could hardly get a touch of the ball, and even when we did, we were just getting absolutely shut down. Couldn't do anything with the ball pretty much. And as you see here, not the best of camera filming from the cameraman there. As you see, he was just filming a wall. But anyway, you see there, probably the shortest player on the pitch in Dwight Gale gets up above our defenders in front of the defender and gets the header off to make it 1-0. Not a good start for us at all, really. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and we do have to try and move on from this situation. We will try and do that here, but as you see here, they are on the attack again, and they were absolutely completely dominating us, and the White Gale was the big main point of that, bagging there his second goal of the game in 15 minutes. It just shows how poorly we were playing, how good they were playing. They were clearly fit for the challenge. We definitely wasn't at this point. 2-0 down in 16 minutes just wasn't good enough, and we hadn't even had a shot at this point. This is how badly we were playing, and honestly, there wasn't a lot more we could actually do. We were just getting absolutely dominated from start to, well, from start to this point at least. Anyway, as you see, they were absolutely dominating us, and Gale was the main focal point of that domination for West Brom, getting his second goal. But we do finally get an attack pulled together with Josh Vella on the ball here on outside of the box. Gives it to Wildshot, who puts the ball wide of the post, unluckily. But we do start to string a couple of attacks together here with coming down this right hand side with Shola Amiobe trying to play around the defenders. As we couldn't quite do so, we string a couple of passes together. It's Lowe who gives it to Vela, back to Lowe, who gives it to Williams, and we just try and keep the ball as much as possible, really. Not trying to force a way through, but Shola Amiobe does get, yes, no, Sammy Amiobe, sorry, gets a shot off, and it isn't the best of shots. It's an easy save for Sam Johnson there, who turns it behind for a corner, but we don't do anything from it, let's be honest. But straight in the second half, straight from kickoff, we do try and come forward on the ball with Williams giving it to Olawaske, who gives it back inside to Williams, who gives it to Lowe. And like I say, we were just trying to keep the ball at this point, not trying to force a way through, just trying to pass it in, just waiting for that chance, which it did come there. And honestly, that was an absolutely terrible shot. It should have been easily 2-1 at that point. It should have ended up in the back of the net, or at least the shot have been on target. As you see here, we try and pass the ball out of our area, and it just comes to Brunt easily. And Dwight Gale, with an absolutely superb finish there, makes it 3-0. And this just shows how much they were dominating us. In the second half, it wasn't so much. We started finding our feet, but we couldn't do anything about it. As you see there, like the passing out of the box, we tried to pass it to a player. For some reason, our player moves out of the way for some reason, pretty much. And Brunt runs in and is like, fine, I'll take the ball if you don't want it. And slides the ball through to Dwight Gale, who plays a superb shot. It was a brilliant finish in that near post to make it 3-0 here. But now we do come on the attack to try and get at least a goal back, with Joe Williams giving it to Ireland. And the first time finish from Ireland, who had literally at this point just came on the field, puts the ball in the back of the net to make it 3-1, and hopefully try and make a bit of a comeback out of this game. As you see, it was a brilliant finish, to be fair. First time finish. The keeper probably should have done a bit better, as it wasn't really that far into the corner. He maybe should have done better there, but he doesn't do so, and it means we are 3-1 down. But at the end of the day, it shows that we are having some quite good attacking football, which I am happy with. But anyway, we do come forward on another attack to try and get the second goal back, and hopefully mount a bit of a pressure on West Brom. As you see here, Olowski down the wing, gives it into Williams, who gives it to Campbell, and Tyrese Campbell on his debut puts the ball wide of the post. Honestly, it was agonising to watch that go wide. How close it was to going in as well. But he couldn't find the back of the net, the young lad, and he does put the ball wide. But we do come forward on another attack here with Stephen Ireland trying to play the ball over to Campbell. We do get the ball intercepted, but Ireland go ahead and wins the ball back. We then attack down that left-hand side. He whips the cross in, and Sammy Amiobe hits the perfect volley. And honestly, if it wasn't for Kieran Gibbs there, that was in the back of the net, no problem. But he does get his arm in the way, and honestly, I think that should have maybe been a penalty. But at the end of the day, that is how that game finished. Dwight Gale, 3 shots, 3 goals for the lad. Did absolutely brilliantly. Whenever he got on the ball, he looked like a threat to us. He was exactly that. And at the end of the day, we lost 3-1 in our first game in the championship, which just clearly isn't good enough. I know it's an away game and it shouldn't be too harsh, but we didn't play well. And when we did finally start to find our feet, we weren't clinical. So at the end of the day, that's how it is. As you see there, we got an offer for Amiobe, but we go ahead and reject that, and then we have a quick training session. But after that first game, we do go in and try and have a look at the league table and where we do stand. I was just scrolling down, and in a minute you will see us down in 23rd, somehow not last. Rotherham somehow did the same absolutely terrible play that we did and lost 3-1, but alphabetical order means that we do end up being 23rd instead of dead last at this point. But going into the second game of the day and the final game of the day here, hopefully trying to rebound from that win in our second game, maybe get a little bit of pace going, getting that bit of form, maybe seeing a little bit of attacking play and decent defensive play against Bristol City. We just had to improve in some way. I wasn't too bothered if we didn't win. Obviously, we haven't got the best of teams at the moment, so I wasn't looking for too much, but I was looking for an improvement on the last game, as we just didn't do well. And one player I did definitely look at in this game was, well, 2 players shall I say, is De Silva, the left back, and Andreas Weimann, who is a player that I'd quite like to sign if I have the possibility. But so we was keeping an eye on him in this game. As you see, they have the first attack again. They was taking the chances, but Andreas Weimann, the lad that I was looking at, puts the ball wide of the post with that shot. And to be fair, from what he did, had to spin and take the shot first time. He didn't do too badly, but that was all that happened in the first half. It was a dead first half. Now going into the second half, they were coming forward looking like a real threat, and honestly, it looked to be 3-on-2 at some point, and they somehow slowed the play down so much that it ended up we got them back just enough. They got a shot off. There was still a lot of gaps in the defence. They got the shot off and it hits the side netting. Luckily for us, But we do come forward on an attack with Will Buckley down this left-hand side. He cuts inside, he turns his man, plays it inside to Donaldson, who hits the defender, and it keeps it at 0-0. Honestly, it was so close. I thought it was going to end up in the back of the net. But as you see here, you're wondering what's going on, what is going on. If we do, in fact, somehow get a penalty out of this, honestly, I don't know where from. And honestly, I still don't know. Even after watching it a couple of times in the replay, I still don't know what was going on here. And especially here, some kind of glitch where the player just carried on walking and carried on walking. He thought, fuck it, I've had enough. I don't want no more. And then at this point, he got stuck on the edge of the screen, as you see. He got stuck on the edge of the TV screen and couldn't go nowhere else. But as you see here, it gets called, I'm assuming, for handball, but the ball, his arms are across his chest. But I'd say that wasn't a penalty if that was me, to be honest. Personally, I'd say that wasn't a penalty. But Will Buckley won it, so he does step up to take it. And he puts the ball in the back of the net to make it 1-0. And looking like sending us into our first victory of the season and of the campaign, of the career mode, of everything. He gets his first goal of the season as well. He was looking like a real threat down that left-hand side, really attacking very well. And honestly, I say that he won it. I still don't know if that was the reason why it was. I'm assuming that's the reason why it was given for handball. But at the end of the day, I still haven't got a clue whether I personally, if it is for that, I wouldn't say that was a penalty. But at the end of the day, I ain't going to complain. It's ended up in the back of the net, and we are 1-0 up here, which I'm very, very, very happy with. And that was all for this game. And I was so happy to get them first 3 points of the season, get our first win. Fair enough, it was a very, very dead game. It was literally them 2 chances that we had were literally the only chances of the game, pretty much, that was actually convincing enough to watch. But honestly, it was a really dead game, and at the end of the day, I couldn't really care less. We got the points, and that's what matters to me personally. I got the points, and that is what I'll take. And hopefully that will send us forward to get more points as we come into the final part of today's episode with a training session. But this is all for this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Comment how I can tell to do better. And as you see here, the last thing we will do is with our youth scout and look at the table before we leave. But thank you for watching, and if you have, like I say, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, leave a comment if you enjoyed as well, and tell me how I can improve, and see you all in the next one. Peace.